You've tuned in to Accessorize Your Life, or AYL, where aging gracefully and accessorizing your life meet. Hi, thank you for tuning in. I'm Julia. Today on Thriving Thursday, we're going to take a look at why it is important for women 40 and over to have a vision, more specifically, a vision board. So now we're going to look at why I think women over 40 need a vision, more specifically a vision board. Well, simple, because we want to thrive. We want to go after those things that will enhance our lives. We want to not subject ourselves to what media or our friends say we want, but we want to dig deep down inside ourselves and pull out the things that we want. We want to know, how do we want to live our lives? What things we want in our lives? Where do we want to be in 5 years from now or 10 years from now? And it doesn't have to be just financial or work-related goals or education goals. It could be just simple things that you want in your life, everyday practices. Yes, just as simple as that. Your vision board can consist of everyday practices. Once you get in touch with yourself and listen to yourself, you don't have to aspire huge things. It can be just simple little things that you want to become a part of your life. For instance, have you ever heard somebody say, "Wow, how do you have time for that?" Well, everybody can have time for things in their lives if they prioritize them. Yeah, it's just that simple. Once you find out what you want, what your gut tells you you want, what you really, really, really want, write it down, make it a goal, set time out to do it. And that's where your vision board comes in. And that's why I say women over 40 need a vision board. Because we have given so much to our jobs, to our families, to just life in general, that we don't slow down and say, what do I want to do with my life really? Each and every day, a couple of hours out of a day. And then when we do that, are we really paying attention to what we're doing? Are we enjoying that time we have? Are we basking in it? Or are we just rushing through so we can get on to the next thing? So let's take a look at how we can make a vision board. But it's important that you just spend a little time thinking about what you want, turn those things into goals, and those goals are your roadmap. And it shouldn't be really over 6 or 5 things. You don't want to do too many at a time. For instance, before we get onto the board, let me read you some that I wrote down for myself and for the purpose of doing this video. So I was saying here that self-improvement is one, self-care, gratitude, to declutter my home, and family. So those are my areas that I want to concentrate on more. Those are my goals, to just make sure that I'm honing in on those things and not passing them by, not paying attention, not living my life without paying attention to those things and being in the moment of those things. Those things are important to me, and I want to live them to the best of my ability and not regret that I didn't pay attention to those areas of my life. Of course, there's other areas like finance and education and improving on my career. But right now, these 5 things I listed, are what I'm putting in my vision board. And so that's my plan. And remember, a goal without a plan is just a wish. Antoine de Saint said that, and it rings so true. So if you don't thrive, then you're just surviving. And we don't want to just survive. We want to thrive. So let's take a look at how we make a vision board. I have gathered all the magazines I have in my house. They are magazines that I like. I know that I can count on them to find phrases I like, pictures I like, that truly represent what I want to convey in my board. I've also collected the tools I had around the house, scissors and things of that sort. And I even have the Mod Podge, so I want to use that later. And here you'll see the pictures, or you see me gluing down the pictures. I've chosen them carefully. Things that I want in my life, things that I want to come to fruition. So don't choose anything that you don't like, that you don't want to come to fruition. You'll see that little cabinet by the tub. I really want a cabinet like that in my bathroom. I really want to have soaps in my bathroom, and I have some, but I want to get more. I do want to venture in to get some Lush products. So the things you see on my vision board are the things I want in my life. So here is a picture frame I picked up from Ross when I last did a haul, and I forgot to include it in. It's not just a frame, it's actually a picture, and it came with little clips here that you could put pictures of your children or anything you would like on here that expresses the love in your home and how it grows best in a house like this, it says. So it's a nice driftwood looking frame that's wood plank in the back. It already came with the hooks so that I can easily attach it to the wall. So I thought it was perfect. So what I did is I purchased poster board and I cut it to size. And as you saw, I was adding the pictures that interest me. So all I'm going to do is put it inside the picture frame. But before we do that, I picked up double-sided tape, and I'm going to use it to adhere my poster board to the frame. And I don't have to fold it, but I guess I'm just doing that. And what I can do, and I thought I could do, is anytime I'm ready to change my goals, or my vision board I should say, I can simply just take this one out, lift this tape up, lift it out, lift the tape up, and put in a new board. It's just that simple. So I thought having this frame would be ideal for what I'm doing here with the vision board. And it's not too large. It's not too hard to fill up because I didn't choose a huge piece. And that piece doesn't want to lay down. And then I can just place this in here. And I may need to go back and put more. But I cut it to size. And another thing, I didn't think to do it with this or to look for supplies to do it, but I could decoupage this so that all of my pictures lay nice and flat, because sometimes they move with just glue. But this is what my vision board looks like. It has, for instance, you saw me put this down. This is a bathroom. It says here, soak in luxury. Well, I just want to soak. I want to make sure that I'm getting some me time. And as you remember, one of my goals or things I listed is that I just want to have self-care in my life. So I thought I would use some Lush soap here, basic soap, show a person here just as she is about to get into the tub or she's come out of the tub from just relaxing. And then I have information here about taking a break, rejuvenate with a detox bath. Tells you things you can use. Spicy ginger, Epsom salt. I love bathing with Epsom salt. Things to help improve circulation by dry brushing and doing things like that, and having a detox bath. So I have other things like conquering the clutter in my home. I wanted to declutter my home, and I want to live my best life. I want to read more. That was one of the things I had on here. I want to spend time with my family, making sure those relationships are strong and loving. And I also want to have time with being grateful and expressing mindfulness and thankfulness. So I have some thoughts here about doing that, expressing gratitude and inspirations for each day. And then I just have some quotes here that help me along the way about soaring, reading, and peppermint is because that's one of my favorite teas. So, and creating a reading room. So let's just take a look at where we need to put this, because it's so important to put your vision board in a place where you can see it. If you have it in a room that you don't frequent, then you won't see it and you won't remember to do the things you need to do. So I suggest either your bedroom, bathroom, or your office or room you're going to be in more than once a day. And the thing about having it in the bathroom is that you have to be mindful of moisture. You've only glued these things down, so you will have to have a glass frame or a plexiglass frame to keep the moisture from peeling your pictures off. And I'm going to have to put more tape down. So I like the idea of putting mine in my office, and that's because I'm in there at least twice a day, and I can hang this on the wall, see it each time I go in to work at my computer or sit down and put on makeup or just do budgeting. So it is a very helpful tool, I believe, to see it and look at it, read it, and remind myself of the things that I want to accomplish. They're not huge things, they're all small things, but a vision board can be anything you want it to be. You do not have to be elaborate when you make it. Just make it the way you like to. Of course, we have all kinds of magazines in our home. You don't have to go out and buy any, because the magazines you have in your home are things that interest you, that inspire you, pictures you like, words you like. So I think you will have great inspiration from using the magazines you already have at your home. And if anything, you may want to just have a frame to house your vision board in. So let's go hang this up, and then we will talk a little bit more about it. Okay, so we've selected a spot for the vision board. I have it in my office where I visit at least twice a day. It's hung where I can see it. Even better, like I said, I can see it several times a day. I'm keeping it forefront and visible. It's also mindful and not mindless. So when I pass by it, I can take a look at it and I can see and remind myself that I want to take care of myself with a detoxing bath, that I want to live a longer life, I want to get strong, I want to read books, I want to spend time with family, I want to make sure that I am being grateful and doing the things that I need to do to show gratitude towards others and myself to the Lord. So how do you hold yourself accountable and get the results you want by having this board here? Surely by looking at it and reading it over, you still can go, I'll get to it. But having all the things you need to succeed is one thing. So I want to take a bath, right? I want that self-care time. You have to know that you want to take the bath at least, you have self-care time at least one time a week. You set that time, one time a week. You decide what day and how long. So I'm saying 1 hour every Wednesday night, I want to take a bath. Then you need to have all the things around you to succeed. You need to have your Lush bath bomb. You need to have your soaps. You need to have your towels. And you need to have your detox or Epsom salt. Or you need to have all the tools to help you take that kind of self-care time so that you are prepared to succeed. You have to sync your calendars, your wall calendar, your desk calendar, your planner, your phone, your computer, so that it lets you know 8 o'clock Wednesday night, 1 hour, I'm in the tub. And then you have to speak it into existence. You have to let family members know, like your husband or your children, I'm going to go take a bath on Wednesday night at 8, so you're going to be doing your homework, or you're going to be watching your favorite show at that time, but I am going to be doing this. And they will hold you accountable for it without even making you feel like, they're holding you down to it. Oh, Mommy, aren't you going to go be in the tub at that time or something like that? So they'll let you know. And so that is how I propose to have this vision board work for me. And it can work for you too. And it doesn't have to be anything extensive, like I said. You don't have to be mind-blowing goals. Just simple things that you want to see getting accomplished in your life. It's really easy and it's really, really rewarding to do. So, how are you thriving? Are you getting the things you want in your life? I hope so. Why not try a vision board if you're not? And remember, a smile is your best accessory.